You might not know, but Russia and Ukraine are known as the bread basket of Europe. They supply about a third of the world's wheat. And Ukraine is also a major supplier of sunflower oil and corn. No exports from Ukraine and difficulties buying from Russia is going to impact the cost of some foods all over the world. And experts say that will filter through to consumers, compounding an existing problem.
We would be expecting to see that those price increases are slowly passed through the supply chain. Now, it isn't a one-to-one relationship. So with regards to the loaf of bread, only about 11% of the loaf of bread is actually the price of wheat. So it does take time for that cost increase to filter through. But we also know that through the supply chain, there's already an effort to pass on those higher costs.
Next, there were already tight supplies of oil, that's crude oil that is, and now the cost of a barrel is soaring, with the US and UK announcing today that they want to ban importing it from Russia. Meanwhile, energy giant Shell has just announced that they'll stop buying oil from there as well. And that's making fuel prices rise, which were already high. So transport could be more expensive. For example, Transport for London are considering letting black cab drivers increase their fares. But it will also continue to impact the cost of anything that needs transporting, which of course covers lots of goods and foods. Well, Peter Lane has been speaking to one business owner about the impact that's having.
Now, you must have noticed how expensive it's getting to fill up at the pump, whether that be petrol or diesel. Bad enough if you've got one car that you're running, maybe as a family 2 vehicles. What though if you were running a whole fleet of vehicles like they do here in Bradford at FreightLink Europe? Let's talk to Leslie then. Leslie, what's the number crunching for you as a business? What's the impact?
Well, the increased cost of fuel is just yet another challenge that the haulage industry is facing. If we look at one of these vehicles, just one of these vehicles a year ago in fuel would have cost me £40,000 per year. As at February, it would have gone up to £50,000, and as at today, it's £56,000 per year. That is just a cost that we cannot absorb. It's just frightening.
So you've got to pass it on to the customers then, and that's where we get the ripple effect then, because whether we like it or not, whether people realise it or not, that impacts on all of us and most of the things that we buy.
Yeah, we absolutely have to pass it on to the end user. If you think everything you eat, drink, consume comes on the back of a lorry, and if us haulage operators, as transport operators, don't pass that on, quite simply, we will go out of business. And that would be another problem, because most operators have 15 vehicles or less. And the UK, as an economy, we rely on the transport industry.
So the people you'll be passing the prices on to will be passing their prices on to, and so on and so on. What then is your request of government right now? What
the Road Haulage Association is asking for is that they give us 15p per litre rebate. And if we get that 15p per litre rebate, clearly our fuel surcharge will not be as high, and that will benefit the end consumer and the whole of the UK economy.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Good luck with all of the challenges you face, and I'll leave you with a number to think about. A couple of years ago, diesel was sitting at around 125p a litre. Heading over to this location today, I saw a couple of petrol stations that are charging £1.75p a litre today. So those price rises are really starting to bite.
Ouch, they really are, Peter. Finally, we talked about food earlier, but the price of fertilisers being affected as well. I know, not great to hear, but it is important. Stick with me, I'll explain why. It is already high, but it's expected to go up again as Russia produces a quarter of the nutrients used in food production in Europe, and there'll be challenges getting hold of those ingredients. One boss in the industry says half of the world's population gets food by using fertiliser, so the yield of crops could drop as much as 50% in the future.